Well. You never know, do you? Now, this is a much simpler shot than the last one.
Still the same problem, though. If he gives it, I think, well, I'll just chip this one in. He could easily run it 6-7 feet
absolutely.
by.
I mean, there's a distinct possibility now he might do what I thought was unthinkable.
Of course, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, if I could chip this one in, if I chip this one in, I'm the winner.
This is a straightforward little run down the hill, that 7 or 8 iron. Just keep the ball close to the ground, let it run down gently. How's the pace? Looks very good. Well, that's a 5. That's about right. Wasn't a very good lie, so he is tied with Wilson. So there'll be a playoff there between those two for certain. And in a moment, Carlsen will replace. Just let the crowd settle. He's cross with himself. 15th, that little putt, it was less than 20, 18 inches at most. And just that little fluffy chip there.
Well, we know
Carlsen views over. He's got this to get in the playoff, Ken.
Yeah, we know it's a playoff now, so he can prepare himself on. It's the 18th tee they go back to.
But Carlsen, though, can join them. Look at that. What is it? Just over 4 feet, a metre and a bit. This to get into a playoff.
Uphill, left edge, not outside the cup. It's got to be hit with a bit of a zonko, a dribbler, and you might miss it on the right.
Oh, too hard, too hard, too hard, too hard, too hard. So, 2-man playoff. Jimenez and Wilson. There we are. Well. Tell you what, Ken, this isn't a cert.
No, there's a. This is to guarantee him third position on his own, otherwise he joins Luke Donald, joint third. Oh no.
Oh, I tell you, it can be a cruel game. I mean, this isn't amusing in any shape or form to anybody, no matter how warped sense of humour you've got. That was really tragic. He's almost as far, is as far away now, practically, as when he started. I mean, it's moments like that, you really don't know what to say. Poor old caddy there. He's just seen a nice weekend in Mallorca go for Burton.
Oh, no, don't fancy this one much either. Come on.
Well, he'd done that the first time. Well. That was a very sad end. A very, very sad end. 5-3, 5-6. A good week's pay packet, but very disappointing for Carlsen at the end. But not for this young man, Oliver Wilson. And they'll go down to the 18th, and the first one to win a hole will be the champion. Both of them rounded 68. Carlsen a 74. After all that toing and throwing, a 74. And Luke Donald tiptoed up there to share that position with him after a splendid 65. 9 shots better. It's been a very interesting 4 days.
It's been eventful, hasn't it? All the time.
Well, it has been eventful because the conditions were so tricky on when it was windy and the ground was bouncy and fast. It was almost like Open Championship conditions. We saw that at Hoylake, and some people who are used to that, I mean, if Tom Watson was here, he doesn't think links courses should ever see a drop of water, because he likes the thrill of bumbly pitch and runs and all that sort of thing. A lot of modern day players don't like it when it's hard and bouncy and you have chance coming into the equation. But that's the game of golf. You can't make it all the same all the time, although they try desperately hard to. It doesn't work that way.
It's certainly been a terrific test this week at Wentworth for the BMW PGA Championship. As we trickle down the leaderboard, Anders Hansen, defending champion, 68.
Yanko Cabrera there at the end of the field there, he's played on this course beautifully over the past, but not over the last 4 days.
Amazing golf. After 36 holes, the leader was 13 under par, and 11 under par takes the
ultimate
title.
Winner. Well, yes, absolutely. But how often that happens? A lot of people think of the halfway line. If you double it, that's 13 under. Well, it'll be 26 under, but it never works out that way. Everything sort of levels off the final 2 rounds. So we have extra time being played between Spain and England. But we've had a great day's golf. Something for everyone. Well, now here come the players striding back to the 18th tee. Heading for the buggies. Wow. Miguel Jimenez missing that tiny putt at the 15th. And three from the edge of the last. How expensive is all that going to be? Here's that little bit. And look at this. What do you say? That's 14, 16, 18 inches. Look at that. I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense. He putted so beautifully. Then we got to the 5th hole early in the piece. Couldn't really see the bottom of the flag. Cracked up. I think it was a 5-iron. And it dead on line, and the interesting thing, it bounces 1, 2, 3 times, and then hops straight into the 1, 2, 3. And that's a bit of good fortune, if you like. It caught the edge of the hole, spin out, but it didn't. It went in for 1. So it looked as if he was destined to win. Carlson battled away, but I must send an accolade to him. He made a botch at the last hole, 3 putting from about 4 feet, going for it, but it's very painful to take those blows. I want to say it's a learning curve. He's been around a long time, or enough time, Carlson, and it was in his hands to get into the playoff, but it wasn't to be. And now they'll do it all over again. If they tie, if they both do whatever the same score on this hole, they'll go back and do it again. And if they still tie, they'll go down the first, second, and then come down the 17th and 18th until somebody wins a hole, and they will be the champion. They will be the holder of this very old championship, the Professional Golfers Association Championship. Lost the playoff at both the 1994 Honda Open and the 19... Oh, well, not a good record there. Now, I don't know about Oliver, whether he had anything in his...
Similar, I think.
Yeah, in his amateur career. I don't know what he did there.
No, he's had a couple of playoffs as a pro and lost them both. Yeah, so they both got 100% records, but the wrong way.
Volvo China, Johnny Walker Classic. The Australian, he's been in about 7 playoffs and never lost one.
Robert Allenby.
Robert Allenby. Gary Player was in umpteen and hardly won one, and he was one of the best match players of all time, and yet I think 8 or 9, and I think he only won one. That's extraordinary.
Crenshaw, it was the same. I think he was in about 10 or 11 and lost a lot. It's amazing. It is a bit of a flip of the coin, I have to say. At least that's my excuse. Great list of winners. Back to
PGA rules okay. Yeah. Hello, off with it. That's a touch of the Jack Nicklaus's. Off with the sweater. Don't forget that he took the sweater off in 1970 when they won the championship at St Andrews, off and smashed it through the back of the green.
So money-wise, they're playing for £100,000 here.
200.
£200,000. Sorry, yes.
Well, most people do that at weekends.
Yeah.
At the bigger clubs. So, do you want to go first or second? The coin is spun.
Was there any splitting in your early days?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. I
don't think so. Well, the prize money wasn't all that great, and we worked on the theory. If the first prize was £400-500 and the second was 200, if you split that and then the winner got the bonuses, you'd get £100-150 for the golf ball company, or a couple of £100 from your club affiliation, and that's what it does. But you know, I'm sure it's thought about. Maybe one or two of them might split it, but I mean, £200,000 is an awful lot of money. Just one miscue, and you know. But here we go. Oliver Wilson, first drive in the playoff.
Well, Oliver out with a driver again. Missed the 17th and the 18th fairways in regulation play. He's got to hit the fairway here, you would think, to put the pressure on Miguel. Not really sure Oliver needs the driver. He's powerful enough to get home with a 3-wood off the tee. Here he goes. 298 to run out of fairway on the left. Not a breath of wind.
He doesn't like it much.
Bunker, is it? Heading towards the bunker's going to stop.
Oh, that's
good now.
Very nice. A nice soft bounce. That certainly would have been in the bunker at the start of the week.
Well, what would Miguel give to do for the tee shot he hit on the 72nd hole? Driven the ball beautifully all day, only missed 4 fairways. Needs to get this one in. Oliver's absolutely perfect in the left half of the fairway. I'm sure Miguel can't reach those bunkers in the distance. Take dead aim on those, and one good swing.
Down for the tee. Middle left. Two very good drives. It's a playoff for the PGA Championship at the Wentworth West course. 2 players, Oliver Wilson, Miguel Angel Jimenez from Spain, England and Spain in the playoff. And there we are. Can take us up the 18th.
Big dog leg from left to right, and both players have hugged the left side, which is the best spot to be. Tight to those left-hand bunkers, in the hole turns hard right to a heavily guarded green. This hole used to have 6 bunkers on it, now it's got 13. bunkers around the green, 7 of them. Pin it right at the back of the putting surface. But Wilson's played the hole 4-4-5-5. Jimenez 4-4-4-5. So that means too much at this stage, but.
Very friendly. They both got nice lies and a sight of the green. Trevor Brown from Woking now says Miguel Jimenez is using a different caddy this week. I really have no idea why, Ken. Do you have any knowledge of why?
I don't know, no.
Something happened. I think for one of the other caddies, regular caddies, not well. Something happened. Maybe Paul Eales knows. Somebody might know.
Yeah, Miguel's caddy Paul Smith used to work for Paul Broadhurst. They parted company about 2 months ago, and of course when a good caddy goes a-begging, they're soon snapped up. So he's picked up a pretty good bag here, has Smithy.
Has he been with him some time? A few weeks then?
Just a couple of weeks, Peter. So, but Paul's been around the Spanish contingent for a few years, so he does speak a little bit as well.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch and all that. English, Yiddish and rubbish.
Both balls down the left-hand side of the fairway, just avoiding the bunkers. Oliver Wilson 259 to the flag. Miguel Angel Jimenez 258.
You've got to carry over these front bunkers now, thread it through that narrow entrance. Flag well back, 28 steps back, and only 5 from the left.
Bit of breeze helping, 232. That's, I suppose, a sort of forward these days for the carry. They want to carry a bit further than that, so they want to carry about 240, I would say.
Okay.
I suppose it's a bit right.
Remember the days, Ken, when the par 5 started as, we've had an email about it, 475 yards, a 476 was a par 5. Now, because of modern technology and difference and things, it's more than that. Now you can have par 4s of 480 yards or 500 yards, depending again on the conditions, downhill, prevailing wind, that sort of thing. But it used to be 475 yards.
Yeah, just trying to check over the top or something. Go straight.
Some sort of lofted wood pull.
He's got a 3-wood out, Ken. Going to try and fly it all the way, but it isn't the best of lies. It's a hanging lie here. The ball's certainly lower than the level of his feet, which may get him to slide the ball from left to right. The wind just picks up now, but it is behind him. Miguel's got a perfect lie just a yard away. 3-wood for Oliver.
This is plenty of club. He doesn't have to hit it full out, that's for certain.
That's bang, straight in the sand. 35-yard bunker shot, and it may have nestled, maybe plugged. I don't think it will be. Firmish sand in the bunker, but you never know. Open the door for Jimenez.
3-wood or 5-wood, Paul?
It's a 3-wood. He hit a 5-wood in regulation play from 13 yards closer, and it was plenty of club right up pin high. He's gone for the 3-wood this time.
Just that bit older, you know, Paul. Just takes a few yards off every minute that ticks by. Well, he's one of the best in the business at fairway woods. Just sweep it away. If that's not going left, it could be good.
Asking it to land soft, and it landed pretty softly. Well, so let's see how we come out. Settled down a bit, fluffed up the sand. It was damp this morning on the slight upslope. Well,
and you see how the bunker's been raked. The grooves are sort of right to left, so he's almost in a little furrow, which just makes it a little bit more difficult. He might just catch it a little heavy and come short. Drama right to the end. Right to the end. Email here. Why don't caddies use trolleys at big bags? Well, very simple. The reason that getting a trolley around, of course, when you've got spectators and elevated tees and all that sort of thing, not so easy to get a trolley round. You just get in the way, spectators get in the way, you can't get into the tree, you know, that sort of thing. It's just convenience, really, from the caddy's point of view. The bag weighs about, could be anything, 40, 50, 60, 80 pounds in weight. And they earn their money. I tell you, they're a very big part of the game of golf now at the highest level, men and women.
Oliver Wilson 3 times he's been runner-up this year. Italian Open, the Volvo China Open, the South African Open. And Peter's made a really poignant point about this lie in the bunker. See how the grooves are against you.
Well, just that little bit. You see, they're more significant there. When you look up in the bank, you can see where the groundsmen have raked the bunker down with it just leaves those little furrows. And I wouldn't be surprised if this ball comes up short.
And also with the ball just a little bit above his feet there on the slope, it's very easy for the club to dig in and you drag it to the left. It's quite an awkward little bunker shot. You're almost certain to take a bit more sand than you'd like. I don't think he fancies it much either.
Angel Jimenez is right, almost up against the collar there of that little cut of the green. There's the green, and then there's the semi, and then they're just into the light rough where the caddy's walking now. And he's coming down the green, and it's a little bit slippery. Not a cinch to get down into from there.
He's got to weigh that percentage up, does he? Does he think Jimenez is bound to make a birdie, or is it a good chance? Because he's got to. If he does, he's got to play a more attacking shot.
Well, just a choice of which wedge to use for Oliver there, but he's gone for the lofted one. He's got to land this pretty much halfway to the hole and hope it doesn't spin. Plenty of height he's going to get on this one.
Funny close stance he's playing, very unusual for a splash bunker shot. Must be going to run it.
Played it well.
I think you'd have to give that 8 out of 10 from the situation it was in. Pretty darn good shot under the pressure.
Yeah, but a little unlucky. It didn't release a little bit quicker down the green. Jimenez. He's got to assume, he's got to think that Wilson's going to hole his. So the one thing he doesn't want to do is to 3-putt. And from his point of view, Wilson hole and lose it, being too bold. But he's very much in the driving seat now. If he can get this, and obviously he can get it inside closer than Wilson's, he'll have an advantage. You can see the run of play.
Well, the little advantage that Miguel had is that he's putting this time as opposed to chipping as he was on the 72nd hole. So he's seen the pace of this shot, and he's also seen the line. So he's had a little bit of history on this one. But certainly, like you say, Peter, if you can nestle this one down, and then it's, what can you do, Oliver?
Just got the little cush behind him, which makes this a bit more awkward. There we are. You've got to sort of stab down on the back of it.
Little speedy. Oy, 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 oy. little heavy-handed. Whose putt is it now? I think it's Oliver.
Miguel's got a break going here. Still him, Peter.
Still him. Well, it is a funny old game, isn't it? Tell you what, all sorts of demons come floating into your mind now if you let them. This is where the game really hinges on how you deal with your own thoughts. Things that rush into your head, you let them, you wait, you let them clear away, concentrate on what you're doing.
Despite his being substantially further away, I don't think in degree of difficulty.
I think he's got the easier putt.
Not too much in it.
I would say Jimenez has got the easier putt. And these are the ones he's been holing with monotonous regularity.
Well, Miguel has 3-putted twice today on the 8th, and then of course that little tiddler on the 15th. Coming back up the hill like Ken said, so he can afford to be firm, and he really has holed out well from this distance all day today.
No. Oh yeah, well he missed a little tiddler at the 15th. 3 putts there, or 3 from the edge. Oh, you burn inside. Oliver, you can make a bit of history, make a name for yourself.
It was a similar putt he had in regulation play.
Stayed out right, didn't it?
Hung it right, yeah.
This to be champion. Oh, you devil. I thought he'd got it, just the pace killed it. Now he's got a little treacler to get in. He's almost as far away as Carlson was. Nothing to laugh at, still. Oh, just too hard. Oh, it is. It's in many ways it's such a gentle game, but it can be so cruel. This to take the match on. And back they go and do it all again.
So, let's go par 5 there of the first playoff hole. And now we go probably back up to the 18th tee to play the 18th hole.
If you were looking at signs and luck and chance and all the rest of it, Ken, who would you say you feel is most likely to win at this moment?
Oh, that's such a...
Do you think Jimenez has had the most opportunity, so he's almost destined to win it somehow, or do you think the other fella had... If you had to say one or t'other.
That's such a difficult call, because sometimes you can see the things swinging, but there really is nothing between them. I suppose because you're hitting a fairway wood into this 18th, that Miguel Angel is such a glorious fairway wood player, you'd probably just give him the edge, but I'm maybe being a little unfair.
Tell that fella to put his leg in the truck. I say poor old Bruce Devlin did that once and caught a stub, broke his leg in about 14 places. Terrible. Well, Oliver Wilson had this, but I must say it looked as if it was in. It was just a little bit pacey, and look, he's left himself a good yard. The supporters round the greens, absolutely poker-faced.
He didn't waste any time over this second one. He sort of... This was the first one.
It certainly didn't look as if he was nervous. It was perhaps a little short and quick in the backswing there, but it was a good putt, but it just didn't go in, just a little too wide, and back they go. Andy McPhee, one of the senior referees there, driving the buggy. If you just joined us and wondering what's going on, this is at the end, it should have been, of the PGA Championship here on the West Course at Wentworth. And there's been a playoff, a high drama, in fact, all the way around. The last hour of play has been toing and froing. And we've got a Spaniard in the shape of Miguel Angel Jimenez and Oliver Wilson, young Englishman from the Midlands, from Coxamore Golf Club. A very nice course up there in Nottinghamshire borders. And they're playing off. They've done it. They've done one hole. Both of them had chances and couldn't take them, so they're back to the tee on this 500-odd yard hole. And then if they tie again, they'll go up the first. They play the first, the second. Not like the Open Championship, accumulative scores. They will play 1 to 2, and the first one to win a hole will be the champion.
Well, absolutely fascinating. Just discussing whether it's the youngster or the old campaigner who's feeling better at this stage. Oliver finishing 6-5 in regulation play to post his total of 11 under. And Miguel had chances on 17 for a birdie and also 18. So toss of the coin, I think, at this moment.
Difficult to choose between them, Paul. That is, as you say, one good shot, one good putt, one mistake. I think they both settled for where they hit their tee shots the last time around. As soon as the golf finishes, the rugby London Sevens from Twickenham, it'll be following after we see who is the winner here. The caddy behind lines him. No, you can't stay there throughout the swing. He just says, yeah, that's it. You've got these funny little moves. Or interesting moves. Don't say funny moves anymore. Interesting moves. Caddy lines him up. You're okay, boss.
Oliver out with the driver again. Like you say, Peter, Richie the caddy will have to move before Oliver swings this club back. There he goes. Wind a little off the left. 298 to reach the bunkers straight ahead of him.
He's really caught that. Four right, they cry. That's not good. Nestled. I don't think there's no way of reaching the green from there. So advantage must swing back to Jimenez again.
Oh dear.
Incredible practice swing.
Look, he hasn't got high heels on.
Well, Oliver hit it in the same spot there on the 72nd hole. Miguel's now going for 3 out of 3. Can he hit this 18th fairway?
Looks like he can. It's a perfect spot. Ken's been taking a look at this rough, which has become a bit juicy since the overnight rain. Ken?
You get to the 18th, you think, I've got a birdie chance. If you can get your perfect tee shot away, the green's in range for 2. But there's one area you don't want to come, that's drifting down the right-hand side into the rough here, because this is some of the thickest there is on the golf course. It's miserable. Bonk, gone, disappeared. And from there, you'll do well, perhaps, to get it back into play. You'll be trying to carry the little creek, but it's almost impossible. So standing on this tee, you're trying to work it from right to left, but you don't want to overcook it, because this right-hand rough is worse than spinach.
And there's the ball nestling in the spinach. The spinaggio, eh? Now, can he get into the back of the ball? Which way is he going? That may not be too bad, actually.
Yeah, the grass is lying with him. He may have got sitting a little bit on the top of the grass.
Still don't think he can reach the green with all the bunkers up there, but he can certainly get it within 40 or 50 yards.
I can change it.
Striding up the fairway, still brisk of foot. Highlights of the rugby. Can't wait after this game's finished, says Mrs. Jimenez. Montserrat. I went there once, you know.
Did you?
Yeah. Before the volcano. What a delightful little island. Within viewing distance of Antigua. There were very famous pop groups had recording studios there. And they had a volcano, awful, obliterated it, but life is being restored at Montserrat. Handsome lady.
He looks to be enjoying this playoff, Jimenez, doesn't he? He looks like, I'm going to, I'm sticking in here. I can't wait to get my tee shot down this 18th fairway.
Yes, he does, and he's acknowledging the crowd. He's sort of almost really enjoying it.
Well, Miguel's finished down the left-hand side of the fairway, absolutely perfect, but unfortunately for Oliver, he's found a heavy lie just short of the bunker on the right-hand side.
Well, that's all the trouble he's facing. The new bunkers at the front of the green. That only used to be, so if you remember, a couple on the right, that one front left.
3-3. Simple up then.
Yep, perfect. Okay. Got it. Tee shot.
Decisions.
Good lie here for Miguel. 252 yards to go. He's got a 3-wood out. As before, straight downwind.
Well, the two previous shots, one missed the green on the right, one also missed the green, but was only a foot or two off the green. But I don't think he'd say no to ending up where he did the last time around.
Okay.
Well, Miguel was just backing off there. The Alistair Scott announcement from behind the 18th green, letting these spectators know, but he's settling down again.
Is it straight?
Come on, left.
It's all right. He's played beautiful shots in here. That could curve round a little bit. If it keeps running, it could ease its way down the hill. An extra yard or two. Good shot.
A bit of loft on this, sort of slash it out, trying to leave it short of that left-hand bunker. Ever had a chance to look at the lie, Paulie?
Yes, I have. It's not sat right down. The grass is going with him, but still no chance of reaching. So he's just selected a 9-iron, like you say, just going to punt it down toward that left-hand bunker, leave him in the region of about 90 yards to the flag.
Big divot. Good shot. Well. It's not over yet, but obviously advantage with Jimenez at the moment. Got a good run of golf coming for you who enjoy it in July, starting with the Scottish Open Championship at Loch Lomond, and then the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale, this is south side of Southport. Then up to Troon, Royal Troon, for the seniors tournament, where the big names for Americans. That's not on BBC, but some of you will be able to watch it on something or other. And very good golf there. And then we come down to Sunningdale, which is one of our favourite watering holes, just down the road from here, for the Women's Open Championship, where the great players from around the world will gather. Irina Ochoa, Annika Sonestam, and she's saying she's going to retire at the end of this year, retiring at the top of the tree, if she does in fact retire. Very popular figure, Jimenez, here in Britain and indeed European golf. Just a good fella.
Well, there's a yellow spot on the fairway there that tells the caddy that he's 80 yards from the front of the green. Oliver just one shy of that, 81 yards to go. The pin's cut on 28.5 off the left. as the breeze just picks up, so just a smooth sand wedge.
Yeah. Well, you've got to think a normal one's 110, isn't it? And it's 109 pin. I mean, it's colder, so it's not flying miles.
This is one of the fascinations of the modern game, Ken. It's 109, 110, so as if a yard makes, and it does make a big difference. But you must remember they don't have a rifle in their hands. Pitch this boldly up to the flag and hope the spin doesn't take it away from the hole. Good shot. Oh, see? Spin took it away from the hole. Just a little bit longer than the last putt he had.
He's got to be learning from that. There's 3 putts in a row. Regulation play, first playoff hole. And now the same again, same line. But as you say, a bit further away.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy once you're up round the green, isn't it? I mean, Jimenez is a little bit nearer and coming slightly straighter down the green. I bet this one of Jimenez doesn't go 4 feet, 5 feet past.
Well, as Oliver walked past us onto the green here, he looked very, very composed. I'm sure his heart's pounding, ready to come out of his chest. But what a beautiful pitch shot he played there. Almost exactly the same shot or putt that he had, as Peter was saying, and so has Miguel. Absolutely bang on pin height.
Periscope's up. Well, you want to roll this nice cushy to a foot from the cup, and it's a lot easier said than it is done from here. Down the slope.
Drifting away, and well, a little bit to do, but a much better effort. Mrs. Jimenez watching on, Montserrat, and the old man's doing all right at the moment.
So he could have finished that off.
Yes, he could have finished. Do you think he should have done? Might have done? Could have done?
I would have done.
Would you? Yeah. What? Just to say, there you are.
There,
Boom.
you've got to
Mind
hold
you,
it.
there's another thought that if you do that, the other fellow then knows, well, I must go for it. That your mind is made up. Then you've got to hold it. I don't. It's
interesting.
All these psychological little nuances that creep in.
Well, the first time Oliver had a go at this putt, he missed the hole on the right-hand side. The second time for the win, hit the inside edge. So come on, Oliver. What an opportunity. 3 times chance to win the BMW PGA Championship.
And he's got to hold this one. And it's not easy.
It's so difficult to convince yourself it's right edge. It looks far more than that.
See, that's left. One right, one. It's a horrid putt. I don't know why it's so difficult, but it's always been the same. Greens here have always been tricky. So whatever he does here, Jimenez will have that putt to win the championship. This is for a par 5. Jimenez played 3. You don't have to be Einstein to work it out that whatever he does, here, Jimenez will have a putt to be champion.
I noticed when Jimenez's ball stopped on the green, it went into one of those lushy green areas, a little bit more spongy, and I don't think he'll be fancying this one too much. Deep breaths.
Yeah, you'd have to say at this moment, though, it looks as if Oliver's going to be a runner-up yet again.
Yeah.
This to be champion. That's it. PGA champion for 2008. Miguel Ángel Jimenez.
£600,000 better off. 15th win on the European Tour. Old caddy. Ooh. 10% of that's pretty handy. Well done, Miguel Ángel. The biggest win of his career. Now Gary's got a bit of a job on now. The winner's interview. When he gets a bit excited, he gets a bit quicker with his talking.
Well, it was a nasty little putt. He missed one that length at the 15th. And made hard work for himself, but really, in all truth, he's been pretty well in command of things all day. And there's my old man's one. He's my chap, my little bidey in. There he is. How'd you like that, kid? Eh? Very well played. Excellent golf. Fisher's time will surely come. So they tied at 11 under the card. Carlson had a chance to join them, couldn't do it. Luke Donald, a tremendous move by Luke Donald today. And it's been an interesting 4 days, Ken. Contrast in conditions, which found out a lot of things about a lot of people. But I think all in all, a very good BMW PGA Championship.
It's been...
And we got a very good winner, a worthy winner.
A worthy winner, no doubt about it. As you said, the conditions were so difficult early on. First day, of course, was fast and bouncy. Then today, of course, it's been much more moist and ball holding on the greens.
Well, today the course has played as they like it to play, and they play it worldwide, holding fairways and holding greens. Not a lot of wind. Everywhere you play the professional golf now, they're looking for perfection. I suppose it's the same in every game. The cricketers want the pitches to be right, and the footballers want the pitches to be right. And sport isn't always like that. Now, here we've seen a great variety of play, and some have risen to the challenge, and others have not, and that's a fact.
Of course, shot of the day was Miguel Angel's wonderful hole-in-one at the 5th. Really was a springboard, took him into the lead.
Now, ready for the presentation, let's join Gary Lineker.
Here we are on the 18th green with George O'Grady, the Chief Executive of the European Tour, Miguel Ángel Jimenez, of course, and Ian Robertson, member of the board at BMW. Ian, it's been a great week for you.
It's been tremendous, and I think, what a finish. And Miguel has now got his name on this trophy 3 times, so we're really delighted that he's won again today. And I think the crowds are fantastic. Equally, the weather. I mean, it stayed right for us right to the end, so we're absolutely delighted.
Well, if you'd like to do the honours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Miguel, if I could interrupt you just for a second. Of course. Please describe your emotions to us.
Well, it's a big emotion right now. It's a very, very intense week. And, well, I had to say this is my 20th season on the tour. And this is a nice present for my 26th on the tour, no?
You had a winning putt there that were quite short. You didn't have any memories of 15 over that putt, did you?
Well, that 15, you know, is my putt is just on the line of the Robert's putt, and it's like a foot away, and I say got the option to finish all there, no? But I feel comfortable and probably a little bit rushed, and that's painful. But,
you like this place because you've had some good finishes in this tournament. It must be great to actually win.
Yeah, well, it's a playing period for 20 years here, and I get the now how to play around this golf course already, no? And I really enjoy the last few years being always in contest to win the tournament, and now it's this week is coming at the end.
Enhorabuena. Many congratulations, Miguel. You've been a fine champion.
Thank you very
And
much.
all the very best to you. Well, that's it from us from the BMW PGA Championship. El campeón es Miguel. Enhorabuena. Adios.